Hey, Raiden? You know, Sam, he looked almost happy.
Yeah, crazy bastard. He put everything he had into that fight. Wanted to kill me so bad. But once he saw how the fight would turn out, it was like the thought made him smile.
Of course, I guess if he didn't mess with you in Denver, you wouldn't have... Well, you know.
Monsoon would have killed me. I would have never lived to fight Sam.
So why'd he do it? Did he think he'd break you for good?
Who knows? Maybe waking me up was his plan all along.
Yeah, I don't know. But there was definitely something going on. He had plans for you. Guess now we'll never know.
Yeah, he's gone. But I'm not. And there's still work to do. How's it look inside the base?
Firmly in cyborg hands. All human soldiers are either dead or have been brain-jacked.
What are they doing in there?
Patrolling for intruders. In other words, you.
I bet they're nervous. Probably weren't expecting me to be here.
Let us hope so. I doubt they wish to create a large commotion at this point in time. Should things seem awry from the air, or the ATC tower goes offline, Air Force One will most likely opt to land elsewhere.
Well then, what do you say we make a large commotion? I'll fight my way to the tower.
Roger. Continuing with reconnaissance.
Riders, that tank is from AT Corp, codename Metal Gear Excelsis.
Metal Gear.
It's not nuclear equipped, but Metal Gear is still in the product name.
Fancy. That's just a PR thing then, huh?
Perhaps. The term was coined because they were meant to serve as gears. Gears linking infantry with weaponry, duh?
I guess Ray didn't have any nukes either.
Duh. It will be useless as a tactical weapon with that sort of equipment. Once we entered the era of asymmetrical warfare after the Cold War, the idea of a deterrent force fell out of fashion.
Right, because people preferred weapons that could actually be used to kill people.
Yes, I would guess they call it Metal Gear to separate it from smaller Walker-type UGs. Excelsis means high or lofty. It is also the species name of Apatosaurus, the dinosaur.
Apatosaurus? That used to be Brontosaurus, right? It's definitely big enough. But why do they have one? I'm sure they can afford it, but I thought the whole point of Tecumseh was to shift the blame away from World Marshal.
It is smokescreen, I think. Part of this op must be to disguise the source of their funding. I know Desperado makes good money, but this is not a thing thugs like that could purchase. I think the purpose is to make this incident seem bigger and more elaborate than it really is. With this, it appears like more than a simple Pakistani border group supporting Desperado. It suggests that ISI is involved, or maybe terrorists from an OPEC nation. It will lead to war. A world war. One with two very distinct sides for a change.
Christ, and that asshole Armstrong calls it a war on terror.
If the Western nations begin chasing down terrorists, they will respond in kind, just as before. And before long, Western civilians will once again become targets. Can you stop it, Ryder?
Don't know, but I gotta try.
Raiden, you okay?
Yeah, just wasn't expecting that, that's all. They didn't need to kill Hamilton at all for Tecumseh to work. Fabricating an assassination attempt was all they really needed to do.
Yeah, I should have guessed considering the political climate in the US. Ever since the Occupy movement, Wall Street's been manipulating the media. You know, scapegoating foreign interests in order to divert the public's attention.
Which played a part in the Patriot memes, just like he was saying.
Probably. If being an American's the only thing you've got to be proud of, it's easy to just start blaming non-Americans for all the problems you have to deal with.
And it's not just a US thing either. You've seen how anti-immigration all the first world nations are these days. The whole "they took our jobs" bit. It's an easy story to swallow.
The Patriots spreading their memes worldwide. That's how Armstrong had probably put it. And, just like he said, materialism runs rampant among the financial elite. They see exploiting the poor as a sign of their success. They entered businesses that accomplish nothing for anyone besides themselves. I mean, it's a fact that manufacturing jobs have been drained from first world countries, immigration or not. That's not the immigrants' fault. It's the fault of the bankers and the financiers. The folks who pressed for globalization so they could pad their quarterly figures.
Yeah, pretty obvious if you take a sec to think about it.
That's harder than you think, you know. Getting an objective picture of what's really going on? Hell of a lot easier to passively accept other people's opinions and standards. Still, the memes that get spread around can be good and bad in equal measures. It's our job to pick the good ones and spread those around a little more.
Sure is. But before that...
Yeah. Think you can stop him?
No matter what. You hear that speech? Hell of a politician.
Yeah, it's scary.
He's calling this an anti-terror war, saying he's not gonna harm any civilians.
Despite the fact that tons have been killed already in so-called wars on terror. Besides, the terror here is all fake.
Yeah.
I know it's not exactly unheard of for groups in Pakistan to terrorize the government, but, I mean, this is so ridiculous. Going on this noble quest to shoot down terrorists and restore faith in America?
What he said, though, it works.
What do you mean?
You saw the footage. Hamilton's fine, and still everyone's calling for blood. The people have spoken. They want war. And Armstrong's doing it all for the money. And for his polling numbers. Bastard will do whatever it takes to get the public on his side. I kill him, and I don't know. Then what? What's it gonna change? If the world's gonna do its own thing, either way, what's the...
Raiden, get a hold of yourself. Just because people want war, that makes it okay to start one purely for profit? For some twisted sense of pride?
No.
And let's not forget, he's trying to kill you. Look, just... How about I save your data while you get your head together?
I'm fine, Courtney. Just gotta stop him. I'll think about the rest of this afterward.
Okay. Just make sure you come back in one piece, all right?
My. A Metal Gear Excelsis.
I know I've heard that name before.
Indeed. It made the news several times during development. A lot of people thought they'd have a hard time finding a buyer.
It's enormous.
One of the first large-scale, multi-legged tanks AT Corp has made in some time. UGs have grown smaller and smaller, but this is certainly a 180-degree change of direction.
So why do it?
The advance of artificial musculature is one reason miniaturization has grown so rapidly. But another is the shift from nuclear deterrence to asymmetrical warfare. Deploying such a large unit for guerrilla or urban warfare would be overkill. So collateral damage alone would be stupendous. Once cyborg tech began to advance, though, small-scale UGs were no longer so effective. Against an adversary of the same size, a cyborg with human-level decision-making skills, well, it will always have the advantage. So, as the theory goes, why not make UGs giant again? Overwhelm the cyborg with sheer firepower. That was the idea that led to Excelsis.
Like you said, overkill. But it's still no good in urban combat, right?
Correct. Assuming you weren't intending to raise the urban area in the process anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, a Gecko-class UG is too large for many parts of city areas, but also too small to simply trample any buildings and such standing in its way. But this magnificent beast, it could smash whole houses without even breaking stride.
And what? It's just sorry, but fuck you civilians? I mean, even if they were just knocking down houses, the media'd have a field day.
I sincerely doubt they care. If a US soldier dies in combat, it's nationwide front-page news. If civilians in wherever Stan are killed in an airstrike, nobody gives a second thought. But you know, they talk about the deterrent effect of this UG, about it striking fear in people's hearts. If there is a UG airstrike, you don't have any time to flee. But if this behemoth was lumbering your way...
You'd run. Anyone would. Except trained guerrillas.
Precisely. Thus, the UG would only be fighting against actual combatants. With a manned ground unit like that, there's a lesser chance of erroneous strikes. Plus, the legs make navigating rugged terrain a veritable walk in the park. And it would take much more than a rocket launcher to take it down. The crew couldn't be safer.
Is there really that much demand, though?
Ah, that is the question, yes. Of course, we would seem to have our answer now. If things go the way Armstrong wants them to, before too long, we could see whole herds of Excelsi trampling across Pakistan's Sparta.
pretty crazy Metal Gear.
Kind of a far cry from your Mark II and III, huh, Sonny?
In the end, nothing ever changes. Science always ends up being used for war.
No, it's like any weapon. It's only a tool. It's all up to who wields it. Not everyone has their own selfish agenda. Some people like you are making a difference for the better.
If only I could believe that.
Cheer up, Sonny. You have the power to bring hope to a lot of people.
Yeah, you're right.
The internet.
I don't know. It may have been under Armstrong's orders.
So he never intended to kill Hamilton at all? That's kind of hard to believe.
That, or there was change of plans after you killed Sam. Air Force One was not going to land at the base if you were there making mayhem. Perhaps they predicted that after Sam. So they decided to act first. Leaking the data and taking you on with full force. It is possible, at least.
Course-correcting the entire plan just for me? What an honor.
It is just a theory. But either way, you cannot allow plan to succeed.
Copy. Either way, I need to take this thing down.
Start by damaging the legs. Just do not get stepped on. Not even you would survive such an impact. You must keep on guard, Raiden.
You gotta stop that thing, Raiden. If Armstrong becomes president, he's gonna make the U.S., hell, the whole world, a living nightmare. You gotta stop the...
Guess you were right, Courtney. Only choice I have here is to stop him.
Good luck. Want to save your data first? Come back safe, okay?
Destroy the armor on the other front leg, but beware of attacks from the arms.
Raiden! Are you okay? That's a...
Kind of a far cry from your Mark II and III, huh, son?
Oh, but he is just politician.
Doesn't seem that way, does it? This is bad.
I cannot get a read on his fighting skills. Be careful. Wait for him to make a move.
Damn! What the hell is that guy on? He sent you flying with one punch. There's no way he's 100% human.
If you've got any more intel on him, Kev, now would be a good time to share it.
The only stuff in his file even slightly related is his background in college football and the Navy. Nothing here to suggest any kind of cyborg augmentation, but his body has to have been modified somehow.
That much I guessed.
Raiden, are you alright?
Yeah, a little shaken up, but I'm okay. This is not going to be easy.
Raiden, you've got to make it back, okay? Promise me.
Sure, Courtney. But for now...
You got it.
On second thought, forget the saved data. Just nice to hear a friendly voice.
You can save the sweet talk for your wife. Just beat Armstrong and come back here in one piece.
That strength is simply astounding. He is at least your match, if not more. You appear to have a speed advantage, but even a single blow from him could prove fatal.
What the hell is he, Doc? Cyborg?
I cannot say. I assume it would be impossible for a politician to conceal enhancements from the public. And as far as I can see from here, he does not appear to be a cyborg.
So, what then?
Some kind of new technology, perhaps? It is certainly nothing I am familiar with. Patriot censorship is gone, but I'm still not privy to everything. Classified data research, for example. In any case, against such force, I should think that parrying is the best you can hope for. However, this could make counterattacking even more difficult. For now, all you can do is fend him off. Do not venture too close. Watch for him to act.
Damn it.
Are you alright, Raiden?
More or less. What is with this guy?
I don't know. I mean, he's a senator, right? I could understand if he was piloting Metal Gear, but a normal human being able to send you flying like that? It's inconceivable.
Yeah, unless that body's more than human. Whew. I don't like this one bit.
If I knew it was gonna be like this, I would have never helped you get to Pakistan.
Don't worry. Just means this will be a little more of a workout. I'll be back soon, with souvenirs.
Raiden.
He broke a high-frequency blade with bare hands?
Ugh. Guns, swords, fists, doesn't matter. If he wants a fight, I'll give him a fight.
Raiden! Yes, you are right. It is him or you now.
Raiden, you there? Look, don't listen to him, okay? He's nuts.
Yeah, maybe. Either way, I know what I have to do.
Raiden!
What's up, Courtney? You sound nervous.
Well, I am. He's completely out of his mind. And he seems unstoppable.
Maybe. No point trying to talk it out anyway. I beat him, or he beats me.
Yeah, I guess. Just try to keep your cool, okay? You want to save? No? Well, just stay focused, okay?
Thanks for the advice. He broke an HF blade with his bare hands. I was barely scratching him anyway. Whenever my blade landed, it was like hitting a cyborg. What the hell's going on here, Doc?
Difficult to say for certain. Claytronics, perhaps?
Claytronics?
Yes, clay, like molding clay. Picture a great number of nanomachines formed into a block. These nanomachines are capable of changing position relative to the others on command. They move how they are instructed, and so the block can take on any number of forms. Imagine clay which you do not alter with your hands. You simply think of a shape and it becomes that.
What's the connection, Doc?
Well, what if you build a human form out of this clay? A form that can freely bend its arms and legs however it pleases. In other words, a completely free-moving nanomachine body.
That's impossible.
Not impossible, just extremely difficult. I thought it was only theoretical before now. Nanotechnology is not a specialty of mine, but it would follow with the right implementation. A user could adjust the binding force of the nanomachines to armor himself against damage.
Okay, let's say that's it. How do I beat him?
Well, he can't possibly be directing every individual nanomachine with his brain. There must be some kind of core unit at the heart of the system controlling them all. Destroy that, and the entire system should go offline.
So Zandatsu is heart? Makes sense if I had a sword.
Calm down, Raiden. You won't stand a chance against this guy if you lose your cool.
I'm fine, Sonny. But I won't let him get away with this.
Be careful, Raiden.
Reinforced anti-shock nanomachines? This man is unbelievable. But perhaps you can hurt him with that blade.
That Sam really was a piece of work.
Cut him, Raiden. It's the only option.
Raiden, there's no other way. I understand that now. You've got to stop him. You've got to kill him. You have to, Raiden. You have to kill him. Come back safe, okay?
Very interesting. Perhaps with that sword you could land a blow or two. Running high-frequency waves through a blade serves to enhance its cutting power. But it cannot completely alter the weapon's original properties, you know. In other words, the higher the original quality of a sword, the more formidable an HF blade it makes.
Raiden. Kill him.
Raiden! Are you alright? Why does this kind of thing always happen to you? You've been a victim of war ever since you were a kid. It's not right.
Not just me, Sonny. It's you too. Millions of victims all over the world. It's easy to blame it all on guys like Armstrong. But it's more than that. It's everyone's fault. Anyone who goes through life blindly following others, following orders, never questioning what they're told, that's gotta change. I'm not sure how, but killing this guy seems like a good first step. We rescued America from the Patriots. I won't let Armstrong make it a wasteland.
Raiden!
Come on, Sonny. Don't worry. Let me see a smile.